Everyone wants to get the fastest possible lap time in Ride 4. I'm going to show how to reach those with the right setup. My name is AndrewZH, I am the esports world champion in MotoGP, as well as I'm holding the world's fastest lap on Mugello in Ride 4. Before we jump into the settings, Ride 4 offers you a few other things to consider beforehand. Which bike should I choose? The game offers you a wide variety of different vehicles. Each and every one of them has positives as well as negatives. For me, the best bike on Mugello right now is the Ducati Panigale V4R as superbike version. It is one of the fastest bikes in the game, but still gets around the corners good enough. But only choosing the bike, you are comfortable and won't outright win you the race. There are still things you could and should tweak before each race to get even more out of your bike. Firstly, let's take a look at the wheels. As soon as you upgraded the wheels of your bike, you are able to choose if you want to drive with soft, medium or hard tires. A choice to which there is unfortunately no clear-cut answer. The weather as well as the length are things you should take into consideration before hitting the tarmac full throttle. As long as you are not going for an endurance race and can afford to, you should always go with soft tires full. You will really notice the extra grip for the acceleration as well as the handling. On good weather tracks, medium tires can be okay as well, but I choose soft tires to really churn out a great time. Slick tires are also the way to go, bringing more acceleration and less fatigue with them compared to their normal street counterparts. After 4 rounds, your street tires can already be busted. Slicks can be a countermeasure to that, and should be one of the first things to upgrade. To get the most of your tires, they need full traction all the way to the finish line. For this, we need to fine-tune the suspension. While driving under good conditions, I recommend going with the standard settings of 5. As the game is still new and the default values are providing sufficient support for a good driving style, I am still using them on Mugello. Of course, it is possible to modify them and get better times or just a better feeling overall. What I said for the preload also goes for the springs hardness, as well as the shock absorbers. But for me, the mix of stability and mobility it provides is the sweet spot. If your race is taking place in the rain, you have to soften your suspension to guarantee enough grip on the wet track. I would recommend going with a 2.6 for the preloads, tweaking the shock absorbers to a 5.3 and 6.4 respectively is advised, as well as bringing the spring hardness to a 5.5. With the handling being taken care of, we need to change the gears to reach the highest possible speed on these rates. You should always modify your first 3 gears for a faster start. Going with a low setting for the extra acceleration is a good thing, but don't go too far down. I recommend putting the first few gears like this. Acceleration in general is more important than your top speed in this game. So you can also set the other gears a bit lower than their default values. Of course, depending on your bike and the track you have to adjust these values. If you realize you cannot reach your top speed anywhere on the track, set the gears lower. For Mugello this means 1 for the 6th gear. If you are maxing out early on the other end, go for higher values. But the gears in and of itself are not the only thing to tweak. To get a broader change, we must take a look at the final ratio. On Mugello, I set my final ratio to 3. With this, I have the needed acceleration to get fast out of the corners, but do not have a detrimental loss to my top speed. The last thing to tune for you are the brakes, as well as the fuel management, as in Ride 3 I put both on aggressive. With these settings, I have the necessary speed with aggressive fuel management, as well as the braking power to slow down fast enough to take every corner with grace. Because of the many possibilities the game offers with different bikes and weather conditions, there sadly isn't one perfect setup for each track, but at least on Mugello and other similar tracks you are now prepared to challenge me and my time, and can implement what you learn on other tracks as well.